Yo, what's up, Facebook? Sal Mariano here, speaker, coach, and podcaster. Podcaster of the Masterful Life podcast. Super excited. We're about to go into recording right now in about 10 to 15 minutes. But before we do that, I wanted to jump on with my good friend Josh Ritcher. And here he is. What's up, Josh? Let me get you in here. Here we go. Can't bring Josh on at this time. Let me see. Not sure. Wait a few seconds here, see if I can get Josh on. What's up, Ken? What's up, Braxton? Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? We made the technology work.
We got it to work.
Yeah, man.
Dude, first of all, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. I know it can get a little wonky with technology sometimes, but I'm
so stoked, man. Thanks for having me. And I knew, like, when we met, what was that? A couple of weeks ago, I was like, man, Sal's an awesome guy. You're doing amazing work, and the opportunity to collaborate and help people is just a gift. It's awesome.
I totally agree. Yeah, man, we met at a YOG event. So shout out to Mark for YOG, the YOG guys. Young, old guys, right? What a great, that was,
it was so funny, man.
I'm YOG in training. He won't even let me in.
He's a good dude. Dude. It was a cool event. It was really full of neat people.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So for those listeners who are jumping on with us, thank you. Hit the hearts, hit the thumbs up. Also want to do so hit that share button if you'd like. I have an amazing man with me here, Josh Ritcher, author of Ship for Brains, which is awesome. How cool is that? That is such a cool name, Ship for Brains, and mental empowerment coach. And what I wanted to do here is, so we would normally go into recording a podcast, and I thought to myself one day, I was like, you know what, how cool would it be to jump on and do Facebook Live, share the word, share our energy and our vibe. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to jump on with Josh here. Again, thank you for coming on, Josh. And I wanted for him to be able to share what he's up to give you guys like a little teaser on what's going on, what's up in the world. So Josh, I'm going to send it over to you, man. Could you toss us an introduction and let us know like a couple accomplishments that you've got?
Yeah, well, thanks again for having me, and I'm so excited for your work and the mental empowerment and the purposeful living that you are giving to people. It's life got so much easier when I started living my truth, and man, it was crazy. So my past, I come from television world. I've been an art director and props person, so I worked on shows like Deadwood, Key and Peele, Workaholics, the new Twin Peaks, and I'm still the acting art director on Shark Tank. So I've been there for 10 years. I've seen every pitch and helped. I designed the pitch displays next to the entrepreneurs. So it's been fun, man. But and then I started a startup outside of television, which ended up, sort of exploding into this beautiful disaster that brought me down with it. So the short story is that I went to some pretty dark places and dealt with depression, and I had to learn to master my brain. And it worked so well when I finally got it that I wrote the book Ship for Brains, and people started asking how I did it, what happened. It was, my change and transformation was so massive. So I just started sharing my story, and it's sort of led to this coaching, and it's just really this part of my life. It's funny, when you're living your purpose and you're living your truth and you're being authentic, everything comes easier. Doing a startup outside of an entertainment job was like dragging a dead body through the mud while shot and bleeding.
Oh,
and
that's great.
and this part, man, like people have rallied to support. It's just I'm so grateful. I just live such a deep life of gratitude and joy now that I thought I could never have. I thought life had to be work, 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 and it's not.
Dude, that is so. I mean, that's why I knew you and I were gonna like totally hit it off, because that's the whole thing. I mean, that's my story too, Josh. It's how often do we, we'll dive in deep with this in the podcast, but how often are we stuck in the doing? How often are we stuck in like what everyone else tells us what we should, or what society tells us what we should do? And we spend so many years and so much of our time looking out and not looking in, when actually just a few like 5-10 minute exercises a day with looking in could totally change the game, you know? There's a little frozen here. Sorry, we'll jump him back on. But yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, Josh and I, I feel like here we go. Adding. There you
Hey,
go.
sorry, brother.
It's all good, man. It's Friday, dude. It's Friday.
Right? We should have a beer in hand. And
I know, right?
I've got soda water.
This is a vegan energy drink in here, I swear.
This is living large when you're older, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was saying that, how often do we do we do what everyone else says to do, and do it all like society tells us to do, and I think when when you just jumped off there, like a quick 5 minutes a day for the intrinsic work could be all the difference.
Absolutely.
And that's where I was really excited to collaborate with you, jump on here with you, because in the podcast, the listeners get to see a little bit more behind the scenes of what you've created, which leads me into the next question here before we jump on the podcast. What are you up to? What are you creating in the world so people can relate and can find you? Also, what is the what I say, what are you excited to talk about on the Masterful Life? But what are you creating, and what's new? What's new in your biz?
So I just finished an 8-week course, a guided online course, and what I'm really stoked about is that, I mean, I did 10 years of self-help, I bought into the seminar packages, and, did these 7-day intensive, 5-day intensive, like every other month for like 3 years. And I was a voracious sort of consumer of self-help, trying to create lasting positive change in my life. And it didn't work. It wouldn't stick. We're up against our old stories and our old beliefs, and, the stuff that you talk about as well. And so what I wanted to do with this course was create like a simple how-to for positive mental change. And so I designed it very much that, and for busy guys. So I sort of created the utopian thing that I was looking for, which was, half hour or less a week, one simple lesson, mostly mental exercises. So you can do it in your head during your busy day, and it doesn't affect your life. You don't have to take 15 minutes in the morning to meditate or whatever. It's all mostly mental exercises. And so it's just easy. It's simple. I wanted to break it down to its, most distilled and easy to sort of implement phase, how to make this simple and easy and digestible for people who are busy, guys who have busy lives.
I love that. What is the podcast? Because you have a podcast too. What is is it happiness for busy guys, or happiness for busy people? It's amazing.
I threw up a temporary.
I love that.
Exactly. It's like, just trying to make all this simple, but yeah. That was the main goal. I mean, I know what happens in our lives, and I know that, some of these coaches try and get you to do these intensive things, and it's asking a lot, man.
Yeah, there's I'm coming up with it right now. In the Be Do Have product that I'm launching, is where I'm at. You're gonna love this word. market segments. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, so I focus on like the top tier, high end one-on-one stuff, which is a lot for
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
It's the people that are looking for right away accountability and exclusivity,
yeah, yeah.
and there's a whole market that is not, doesn't want that yet. And so there's a whole market that says, you know, I don't really want a one-on-one coach right now. I want to like dip my toes in the water, learn this stuff a little bit more, and then and then create this time and know, like, and trust about it. And so I'm really envious of what you've created, because everyone tells me that I did it backwards. And I'm like, you know, so it's so cool to be able to collaborate, meet someone.
Yeah, we're supporting
That's
the same group, you know, of
yeah,
guys,
yeah,
and so it's awesome. It's really
yeah.
awesome. And you do, you know, I think one of my most successful years in business slash when I had my startup was when I had an accountability buddy, and we met every Saturday, and I don't know why I'm not doing it today. Honestly, it was the best year ever, and I got the most stuff done. So one-on-one is so important, and it really, really is. And I'm yeah, it's funny, we did have gone backwards, because I'm working into that direction now with myself and what I teach. But
Right.
I started with just something simple that people could do at home.
Yep, and which is awesome. So we'll kind of finish up here, but before we finish up, what's can you give a personal development tip for the viewers today that they can implement now in their life, so they choose if they want to, you know, create more happiness, more purpose, more abundance in their life?
Yeah, yeah. And this is probably where I'm gonna. It's so funny talking about self-love, and it's such a foreign thing to talk about for people in general, especially guys. But after my crash, I had read a book called "Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It," and it was by this Silicon Valley guy who had a huge crash in his business and lost all this investment. And so he tried a month of self-love and apparently had these amazing results, and his life changed. And so at my lowest point, I thought, what do I have to lose? I mean, self-love, this sounds really wacky. It was totally foreign to me, but I did. And so what I did and I decided to vlog about it to hold myself accountable. And so I couldn't cheat out and,
Yeah.
and get halfway through. So for a month, all day, every day, in my head, while I was driving, taking a shower, at work, I would just say, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself, all day, every day. And what this does, you know, in your work and in my work, we know that reframing and, you know, those constant things that you hold in your conscious mind end up becoming, you know, stories in your subconscious mind and beliefs, and it rewires your brain. So what I didn't know I was doing at the time, and I ended up studying about later with neuroscience, but I was reframing, I was rewiring my brain. And it broke some things loose. I had, like, day 5, I literally broke down with a massive realization that I only felt valuable unless I was helping other people in life, and that I had no value. And it just blew my mind. And then the rest of the month just got better and better. And so from my lowest point, starting with that as a foundation, self-love. And I know it's such a wacky topic to talk about,
Dude, this
especially.
is why I wear this hat.
I know,
This
you
is
got it
why
right
because it's like I
Exactly. But guys, I know it's not the sexiest of topics, but I mean, when you get the self-love piece, you can advocate for yourself and your need. And, you know, basically we teach the world, us as people, we teach the world how to treat us. So if you want, you know, a higher paying position at your job, and if you want, you know, that respect, or if you want these things, you have to love yourself first before you can ever ask somebody to give that to you, or even a significant other. I mean, my most meaningful relationship in my entire life has now been post loving myself. Because once you love yourself, you don't need anything from anybody. My partner is not filling a need or filling a void, or we just get to enjoy each other and be in the present and just be grateful and have a fun life. It's like we're never offended or hurt. It's we fill our own needs, and we're both fine separately and just
amazing.
awesome together. So
Yep.
yeah,
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
it's a
So
cool
so
subject.
the tip is for 30 days tell yourself all day that you love yourself so that you can be love, right? Just
Be
tell you,
love, right?
and then you get to, yeah. And then drop, if you do this, drop in the comments below what you've seen and what changes you've seen. Direct message Josh, direct message myself. Let us know what comes up. We'd love to hear. We you know,
Seriously.
we're in it. We're in it to win it. So, all right, Josh, you ready to do some podcasting?
Let's do this. I'm stoked.
All right. So for those of you who want to reach out to Josh, I'm going to have Josh put all of his links in the comments below. There will be a link to the podcast, and this video will also be uploaded on YouTube. It's going to be searchable under the Masterful Life with Josh Ritcher. So, so thank you for joining us, whether you're live with us here now or on the replay. You'll be able to find this amazing man.
This guy.
You know, now, and then thanks, dude. And then on the podcast and on YouTube. So we'll see you in the podcast, and we're excited for the magic that we get to create in this world. Josh, any last words before we jump in?
No, I mean, you guys are awesome, and you can do this stuff. It is possible. I didn't think I'd be living the life I am today, and I'm sure, Sal, you didn't either, man. And so just so grateful.
Oh, dude. If you told me that I'd be traveling the world, Bali, like coaching men, right? Like, I'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so grateful, man. It's incredible. Living your truth is just it's so awesome. So good luck, you guys.
All right. Later.
Later.